the Leah McSweeney Show. Okay, it's an honor. Ryan O'Connell is here. Let's get into it right away. Before we start recording, Ryan's visiting from LA. He's on strike. He's a writer. He's an actor. He's many things. He's a fellow Irish girly. Okay,
Yes.
right? You are obviously
I am.
O'Connell.
Beyond that apostrophe.
Right, the apostrophe. I mean,
Doesn't fuck around.
I'm a Mick,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
lowercase MC and then uppercase S.
The drama never stops.
It really doesn't. It's crazy. The drama and the trauma. It's
Yeah,
like
of
generational
course. Yeah.
Irish trauma,
Yeah.
right?
Irish went through a lot.
That fucking famine and then the alcoholism and the
It's
fucking
giving famine. It's giving alcoholism. That feeling when it's giving famine. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you sat down. You were like, my boyfriend's coming soon, but he's
Yeah.
giving me a buffer to get railed. I thought you meant your boyfriend's coming and you're going to get railed by him.
Right. I mean,
No.
that would be the normal assumption, but
The hetero assumption.
Yeah. But you know how like when you go to a restaurant, they're like, "Have you been here before? We do things a little differently." Gay people are like that with relationships.
I know. And this is why I'm like, I need you guys. This is why I said you have to deal with all this horrible stuff like homophobia and things like that.
Yeah.
But then you get to have these like amazing relationships that are open and like fun.
Yes.
And maybe I don't know if that's ignorant of me to say.
No,
but just
no.
All my gay friends, some of them want monogamy.
Sure.
But not many.
God bless. Lighting a dip candle for them.
Yeah, not many
totally.
of them though.
Yeah.
You know, they're on their own journey.
Here's the deal. When you are gay, there's some societal erasure, which stings. And then you grow up and you're like, oh, getting ignored by society is actually the ultimate slay because then there's no conditioning and there's no expectation. So then you can build everything you want from fucking scratch because no one's paying attention to you.
Right.
So there's actual real power in being erased.
I love it. Look how you turn that around.
It's true though.
But okay, this was from my own interpretation of dealing with straight men so fucking much. And then also like having so many gay friends too. I think that gay men are actually even though the general thing was always like, oh, they're more feminine, they're more whatever, and they're fucking dudes. So they're like, you know, whatever. No, you guys are actually the hyper masculine, living the true masculinity.
Yeah.
Because I think straight men would be fucking that way too. But as women, we're different. So we're like, nope, we're not doing that open shit. Nope, you're not gonna fuck. No, I want monogamy, you know?
I do talk to one or two straight men unpaid. The rest I've absolutely phased out. And when I do tell them the way I live, laugh, and fuck in my relationship, they are Steamboat Willie levels of furious. Like they are fully Hey Jealousy by the Jen Blossoms.
Right.
And it's not good.
Because that's how they want to be. That's what they want to be doing. That's what they want to be doing.
They do. I mean, here's the deal. It's obviously sweeping generalizations, blah, blah, blah.
We're talking in general terms.
Right, but like,
how else are we supposed to have a fucking conversation, right?
Exactly. Well, I mean, I think that what's great about it is that it's all obviously rooted in communication. Like Jonathan and I have been together for 8.5 years. We were open, I think, after the first 2, but I never used it because of low self-esteem. So I know, and it was also like traveling with Xanax, just like knowing that I had it kind of removed the need to do it.
Love that.
So, but smash cut to me in New Orleans. I was shooting a TV show. I was there for 5 months.
What TV show?
Queer as Folk, which no one saw, and so I got canceled.
Wait, I thought Queer as Folk is like a huge show.
It was, and then it came to Peacock, and the gays were like, "We're not having it."
Why not?
Oh, honey, it's a 7-layer dip. That's Herbie Fully Loaded. I mean, there was a couple things, I think, in my opinion. Number one, none of the original people from Queer as Folk were on my Queer as Folk, which I think the original OG fans were pissed about.
Okay.
And then I think that the people that didn't really resonate with Queer as Folk were kind of like, what's that? And also, babe, it was on Peacock.
I mean, I hate
it hits different.
Peacock. I mean, that's how I feel. So.
Having gone from like a Netflix show to a Peacock show, it's like a studio apart. It's like literally like
you're going from a penthouse to a trap house.
It's
like
totally knock who's there.
Yeah,
and the answer is no one. So basically,
okay, so you were there shooting this show,
and here's the deal: I had an intense fear of rejection from men. Being gay and disabled, society chopped my dick off. I've spent my entire life trying to reattach it. Even being with this amazing love that is Jonathan, I still could not get rid of this feeling of like, putting myself out there.
Because no one can fix that shit for you. Right?
No, it's crazy.
No one can fix that shit for you. You
but
think they can, but they can't.
It was mindfucky though, having this like utter fearlessness when it came to pursuing my career, which there was like no reference point for. Like I truly felt Virgo type A, don't fuck with me, fellas. Like very much like laser focused with that. But like if a guy talked to me at a bar, I would be like running away screaming. So I was just like, okay, babe, we need to fix. So I was in New Orleans. I was just bored enough to change my life.
I love that. I mean? Yeah.
And it was like, I was so tired of being so afraid of what a guy might say if I hit on them and they reject me, because I really realized, like truly realized, not just intellectually, where I was like, if someone doesn't want to fuck me, it's not that deep. It really isn't.
Right.
And to take it as something so deep is narcissistic and just like not correct. Like, I don't want to fuck all kinds of people.
Right.
Is it because they're bad? Is it because they're unfuckable? No, it's just because they're like not my type, or they self-identify as an empath. I mean, like literally like I like, do you know what I mean? Like
I don't identify as that, by the way.
Thank God. By the way, honey, if you have to say it, you ain't.
I'm right. That's the thing.
It's
That's
like the people that say
not.
like, they're like, I don't do drama, like are the most dramatic. It's like
the most
you
dramatic.
don't need to say it, babe. It's just,
no,
it's
I
there
know.
or it's not. You
exactly.
know what I mean? Doth empath too much. So basically,
you're the funniest. No, you're like one of the funniest fucking people I have ever met. And I told you after I met you at the Odeon, you're fucking brilliant.
Oh,
like this is why you're brilliant.
Thank you.
You really are.
It was funny. I saw you at the Odeon. I was with my book editor, #glam. What is it, the 80s? And then I saw you, and here's the deal.
And I was with Martin, the trainer.
Yes, you were, which slay.
Yeah.
And here's the deal. I'm obviously a huge Housewives fan, Bravo stan.
You're not a Kyle Richards fan, though.
No, beyond that.
And I know that because I read
the book.
Yes.
Yeah, where I say being a fan.
What's the book called?
Sorry. Oh, it's called Just by Looking at Him.
Just by Looking at Him. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Such a good fucking book.
Thank you.
I was so turned on the whole time.
Oh, good.
I was horny hearing about, well, I know it's not you, even though I kept thinking it's you, but it's not, but it is kind of
Well, it's funny because in my show special, I wrote a lot of sex scenes that were like rooted in like humiliation, which like was something I needed to do. But then with my Just by Looking at Him, I was like, I want to write like hot sex scenes, which in a way are like more vulnerable. You know what I mean?
So hot. But in the book you say.
Yeah, I say that liking Kyle Richards is a true mark of basicness. Here's the deal. Those Beverly Hills girls, those Beverly Hills girls have gotten away with murder. They have been sleepwalking their way to a paycheck for years. Yeah. We've had to suffer through so much. Yeah. Lucy, Apple Juicy, I am not recovered from that.
Right.
And then like Erica, like randomly in allegedly, like whatever. Like there's that drama. And then you're like, okay, put it in my veins. But like Kyle's there.
They made up for lost time.
Totally. Right? But like, I know it's like, by the way, like we're this far in the Housewives journey that like people need to be embezzling or need to be in jail for us to get high. Yeah. It's literally like give us H. It's black tar heroin.
It's really fucked up.
Yeah, like literally.
Yeah. Someone needs to be having either a mental breakdown. People need to be in pain.
Which we don't like even. It's so funny. It's like we get riveted by it, but then when we sit with it for too long, we're like, oh, this is really ugly and disgusting. Like seeing Erica be so defensive and kind of have this ugliness inside of her and refuse to kind of have any kind of empathy for anything was a really hard. It's like Dorinda getting Berkshire's August Osage County. Like it's too much. It's like leaving Las Vegas. It's like it's such a weird tightrope that Housewives have to walk, because the drama needs to be good, but it can't dip into this uncomfortable place, because then everyone's like, ew, icky, and like that line is so paper thin.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
I know. I mean, it's been ick for a while. It's been ick. Most of my experience on it was ick.
I mean, it seems ick. Yeah. Well, because you also
I'm seeing everything you're not seeing.
Oh, beyond.
And also I came in late when the shit was like fucking wheels are falling off, right?
Totally.
Like Sonya's been going, it's been a lot, I think, on people. Oh. Right? So I'm seeing the tail end of it, and I'm like, holy shit, this is fucking nuts.
It's just like how you perceive your relationships, like that becoming its own job, like how you're metabolizing interactions and using it as content for future. It's just like it warps your brain, I imagine, in really funky dunky ways that make you feel
I'm healing.
Yeah, fair enough.
But anyway, so we saw each other out. You came over to me at Odeon.
Here's the deal. If I see a housewife in the wild, I'm usually skid marks on the driveway, run away. If you're wired correctly, you don't actually want to befriend.
Right.
But I knew you were a real one. You were absolutely like, okay, this is someone who's not absolutely mentally ill. She's part of it. She's friends with
because I actually, you want to know why? Because I say I have mental health issues. So if you're aware of them, that means you're like fine. You're okay.
Yeah, totally.
Like, I'm doing okay. It's the ones that are like, I'm fine. I don't have any mental health
people don't know that they're crazy.
It's exactly.
And wow, what a blessing that might be.
Oh, ignorance is bliss.
I know. It's really hard being aware.
Yeah. Wait, what would ignorance is bliss be in a short version that you would make up? Ig is bleh.
No,
I wouldn't be that.
That's bad.
That's bad.
Ig is bliss.
Ig is bliss.
Ig is bliss.
Yeah,
that rolls off the tongue. Anyway, okay, so sorry. Rewind the tape. I'm in New Orleans. I realize, getting rejected by men is not a huge deal. And then once that really penetrates my skull, it really allows this like Amy Schumer, I feel pretty perspective shift where like I'm just like zippity-doo-dah, zippity. Like literally like world, give me all the dicks, I'm ready. And it's actually crazy because like overnight, I was just all of a sudden hooking up with so many men. Now prior, I had only been anally penned by two men my entire life.
What about sucking dick?
Yeah, I've done that one.
Sucking D.
Yeah, totally.
Obviously.
But honey, I'm not really like a side. You know what I mean? Have you heard about that?
Wait, no. I'm like, right. No,
yeah, you're like totally with that.
I'm like, yeah, I'm not a side either. Like,
yeah,
what the fuck is that
shit? Yes. Side is someone who, a gay guy who doesn't really like being penetrated, so they just mostly do oral, which like I love.
They just like lick ass and
they
suck
lick ass,
dick.
suck dick. Look, I love
what if
that.
they don't like penetrating
or being penetrated?
Oh, they don't like sex.
Well,
I mean that's okay.
There's a form of
oral
sex. Yeah.
Sex,
Gay guys have seen that's been viewed as sex forever because being penned is like a different journey.
Honey, I know. Listen. I watched the porn with the girls getting banged in the ass, and I'm like, how are you doing this?
No, I know.
How?
I know they're showing up.
Just a finger up my butt, and I'm like, I'm kind of uncomfortable.
No, you don't have the prostate, so you don't even have a light. You don't have a light at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
Our light is beautiful. And so if you make it through the darkness and hit the light, it's like...
Well, see, this is the craziest thing is that whoever he is, say my boyfriend or my husband or whatever he is, he's going to have more pleasure of me fucking him in the ass than me getting fucked in the ass by him.
It's actually
So I should actually be pegging my hetero man and not the other way around.
I love that, like, whoever made us put literally men's pleasure center in their butthole and then
was like, being gay is wrong.
Yeah, and like literally was like, your butthole shameful, like, fuck you, are you fucking gay? Like, gay, what the fuck? You know what I mean? It's like absolutely a troll. And like, maybe they'd be nicer if they were getting their prostate penetrated, like, truly. Yes. Like, hello.
I'm down to...
sure.
Yeah, I'm down to fuck a guy in the ass completely. I don't really want to finger.
Well,
I did do that once, and then shit was on the end of my finger.
Well, they don't. Yeah,
because they're not.
They don't know.
They don't
know. I have to say though, this is like.
I mean, obviously that can happen.
Totally, this is very controversial. I have never douched, which is crazy. Most gay men douche like every G-damn, I mean, not most, but like a lot of people douche. I have never had an accident since I was a teenager, #blessed. And so I'm really scared of opening Pandora's box.
But
do you know what I'm saying? Like I don't engage because I'm like, oh, I've never had an accident.
You don't engage in what?
I don't douche. Like I'm just
scared. You don't douche because you're scared if you do, then it's gonna cause the
accident.
Yeah,
it's because I'm like, honey, I have a good track record. You know what I mean? I don't want to disturb. Whatever's going on there is a good system.
Yeah, but you must eat light, knowing that you're gonna. It's not like you're chowing down on a fucking right.
Not really.
You're like being Anna. You're being a little Anna those days.
Yeah.
You have to be.
Yeah, totally. Although sometimes, you don't see it coming and you go little hand. You go to Morgenstern's. Okay, New York local. And then all of a sudden life intervenes. Yeah, totally. So anyway, so basically whatever. What has emerged is that I am a slut for the first time in my life. And it's been, I call it my cum-springa. It's so...
Wait, what's that mean?
Cum-springa, it's like rumspringa. Like when I think like Mormons go off for a year and like see if they want to... Or no, Amish.
Okay, the Amish.
Yeah. Totally. So, by the way, I'm like, I want to stay being a slut.
Right.
It's in, yeah. So, I mean, Jonathan knew that I needed to heal my soul through my hole. So he gave me a total blessing. And really like, I got to say something. I think that unfortunately, people's most promiscuous periods usually coincide when they're younger before the clay has dried.
Yes, that's what happened to me. And it was like not at a good time.
So you have bad experiences.
It wasn't like me feeling empowered.
No, of course.
It was me like not feeling good about myself and doing it.
Yes.
And like, I feel good about, I mean, that's not true because I definitely had like a time where I was like, in a throuple and like
you were
for like a summer but then I had my doctor being like, I think you're going through a hypomanic time right now. Like what if I'm just, this is the issue with also mental health stuff where the doctor, if you have a therapist, it's like, or if you're in you know, a 12-step program. It's like, well, now maybe you have a sex addiction. No, maybe I'm just wanting to get railed and explore.
There's an addiction, I think, to labeling everything.
And I can't deal with this shit. I cannot deal with
insane.
I can't it's making me crazy because then I'm like Googling stuff like, oh, I'm really horny right now, you know? Like,
and that's okay.
And I'm going on a date with a woman this week.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Oh my
because
God.
it's like I can't have an orgasm without thinking about pussy.
Oh, well, then you definitely should go on a date.
Right. And I have been like, you know, I have hooked up with women and stuff, but like, it's time for me, like, in this moment that I'm in now to explore more.
Oh, beyond.
Yeah. And I went, oh my God, this is so me and my ex-boyfriend now, whatever. We went to LA a couple weeks ago. And
wait, did you guys just break up?
Yeah, like last week.
Shut
Yeah, like
up.
right after the LA trip. But it's fine. Everything, it's fine. It's like, you know.
What happened in LA?
No, everything was actually great in LA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we went to the strip.
Ending on a high note.
We ended on a high note.
Okay.
We ended on a really high note. It was something he did from like a month ago that I found out about. It wasn't like cheating or anything. Just something like, I think he kind of like isn't great with like telling the truth and just being honest. And right. And it's
that
like
feeling when you're not great at telling the truth.
Right. He's just like not great at being honest.
Okay,
so,
that's not good.
And I'm not down with that, you know, but it's not because he's like a bad person or anything. It's just like he's not where he needs to be in a relationship with someone like me, you know?
Of course.
So anyway, we were in LA. I was like, let's go to this strip club. Like I was so horny watching this girl. I was like, I need it now. Like, this is crazy. Like, I need it, you know? And then we went back again. And like, I couldn't even tell him how horny it was making me. And I'm like thinking, is he getting this horny? Because I don't think he's even getting as horny as I am.
And this was really shocking to you? Like, you were like surprised.
I mean, I've been to strip clubs so many times and I've never been this turned on, you know? Like, so.
What was it about this particular experience that you think incited this?
I'm not sure. And maybe it was the way she was moving and her body. And, you know, I don't know. Obviously, like women's bodies are just like so fucking beautiful that it's like crazy. And like, I don't know. It's time.
Did you talk to her? Like, what was the vibe?
I didn't know because the vibe wasn't good. Like the strippers there the dancers, the strippers, whatever. Oh, I said the wrong thing. But no, the strippers, they were like, it was like a dark energy. And I don't think a lot of them were that happy to be there. And so when it's like that.
Did you go to Jumbo's?
No, I went to Body Shop.
Oh, okay.
And then one girl grabbed money out of his hand. Like it was dark. Like she was like, ah, like I was like, oh my God, this is getting crazy. And then one girl who was really flirting with me and she seemed like she had just woken up an hour before.
Got it.
And then like the owner was like, take it off. Like talking about her underwear because it's full nude. And I was like, oh my God.
Jumbo's. Have you been to Jumbo's before?
I know. Everyone told me to go. I need to go there.
It's more like alternative.
Right. It's more
it's like girls like dancing to like, you know, like fucking 9 Inch Nails. And it's like kind of shit.
But I was definitely like looking for a girl to like bring back with us, you know? And it didn't happen. And that's
especially because you were staying at the Sunset Tower.
Oh my God.
It was
I was having the time of my life. I did not, I mean, obviously if you're there, why would you ever leave? Like it's the best thing in the world.
It's beyond. Yeah. I feel like I go there, I order a $40 chopped salad. I feel myself losing brain cells and I'm happy.
I know. I spent money. I spent money I shouldn't have. I should have paid my taxes. Whatever. I needed this was for my mental health. Okay.
I'm like anti-Susie Orman. I'm like mentally ill when it comes to money.
Same. I'm like, I have it. I'm spending it. I need the $45 cheeseburger. I need the candle.
Yeah.
I need it all.
I need it all.
I need the sweet. I need the sweet.
I come to New York and I need like $40,000 a day to feel normal. Like literally because I'm so like, it's crazy here.
It's insane here.
And like I only stay at the Bowery. The Bowery is my safe place. It's like Chateau Marmont Outpost in New York.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Completely.
I like right in the garden. There's like no noise. You get to see some truly mentally ill people, which I love.
Love it.
Like weird starlets, just general like weirdness. Weirdos. And I just love it there. I love the vibe. It feels like time stands still. It smells musty.
That's how I feel at fucking. I mean, the Sunset Tower doesn't smell musty at all.
No, it doesn't. But it smells. It smells.
It smells so.
Well, Sunset Tower is like Bowery's whole thing is like we're chic, but like we're not.
But that's New York.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's New York.
Like no, we're chic. We're gonna own it. We're gonna own being chic.
But we're like also like not even trying too hard. Like we're not having the scented candles. Because we're New York. But LA. Oh God, it was just so fabulous.
Oh,
And it was
I love it.
just such a great trip.
Okay,
and
so you realized that you were into girls. You dumped your boyfriend quickly right after.
I mean, I was thinking that, also like I couldn't have an orgasm with him. And that's really weird. I mean, I use the vibrator while I'm having sex to have an orgasm. Yeah. And normally I'm like, right, I can come right away. But I would have to like be like, and I'd be thinking about girls and I'd be thinking about him with girls. I'd be thinking about us with girls.
And was that new? Like,
yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. By the way, every guy I've been having sex with lately has been like a little bit on the older side. I truly feel like I'm putting the hoe in hospice. Like it's literally like, I'm literally like opening. I'm going to open like literally like a senior citizen's home and be like, come to Ryan, senior citizen. I'm like, I'll take care of you. They're like literally coming in with walkers. I'm like, there, I got you.
No, I've been watching really old men with chicks. I can't watch like young girls because I have like a daughter. So I'm like, if you look like a teenager, I'm like, it's disgusting. I don't want to see it. No, thank you. You need to look 25 and above, honey. Like, but I need to see, I like seeing like an old man. His dick has to be big though. It has to be big and hard. I can't like deal with like floppy, like hard dicks. Like
they're
beyond that Viagra.
Hard. It's crazy. I'm on the front lines. It's crazy. Like the work that men are doing in the body space at like 60 is actually psychotic, and it's actually rude because I'm like, am I supposed to like look that good at 60? Because I don't know if
can I show you a daddy that I matched with on Hinge? Please. And you tell me what you think, because
I'll be into it because that's my baby.
Of course you're going to.
The guys that I have like sex with sometimes, with Jonathan, my boyfriend, is like his teeth chatter.
Listen,
like, his eyebrows fall out.
He like takes his fucking teeth out.
He's literally like, he's like, what are you like?
Wait, how old is the oldest guy that you've boned? Or that's boned you or whatever.
It's actually kind of crazy.
Oh my God, I think
I thought it was crazy. Like even when I was doing it, he was 69.
Hold on, babe. He unmatched me.
Wait, what?
Oh my God. The old hot rich man unmatched me. He gave me his phone number and I was going to text him today. And now I go to the messages.
Wait, but you still have his phone number, no?
No, because I didn't screenshot it.
Wait, what?
What is psycho?
Wait, but maybe he thinks that you weren't, maybe because you didn't text him already.
I know, but it was like on a weekend. It was like yesterday or the day before. Like, okay, that's like, it's unhinged on Hinge.
Yeah, you just need to be like, babe, are you okay?
Crazy. I wish I had his number so I could be like, are you all right? Okay, well, back to the dating pool I go of old men.
Wow. Are there a lot of them?
Yeah, but this one was good looking.
I mean, a lot of them are.
I know, but on Hinge, they're not.
Really?
Yeah, and I shouldn't talk too much about Hinge or I'll get thrown off. Like I got thrown off of Raya.
What? For what? Talking about Raya?
A public dispute with someone I met on Raya that I'm not going to super go into. Oh, and everyone was mad because like I had texted them saying all the guys on Raya look gay. Yeah. And like this was like 9 years ago when it was like people were really more sensitive, I think, than they are now, actually.
Oh, interesting.
I think it was like hyper, not 9 years, it was like 2016. It was like Trump, people were like, you said something looks gay. And I'm like, oh my God, I obviously didn't mean it in that way. Like, Jesus Christ, leave me the fuck alone. Like, now I'm a homophobe? What?
LOL.
So, anyway, I don't want to get kicked off Hinge, even though it's not doing much for me.
Are the guys like...
But I'm going to be dating a woman soon anyway.
Yeah, I feel like you have it figured out.
Yeah, like I need to...
The woman you're going out with this week.
She's gorgeous.
Really?
Should I show you her?
Yeah, I want to see her.
Oh my God.
What's her deal? Do you know?
She's I think she just got out of but like a year ago, she got out of like a 5-year.
Does she exclusively date women?
I think now she does, but she used to not.
Wow.
Oh my God. Look at this.
Oh my God.
Hold on, I'll pick one for you to really look at. I mean, what? She looks like Angelina Jolie or
babe,
something.
She's stunning.
I know.
Oh, you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, I think so too.
You're gonna have a really good time.
But who takes who out? Who pays for dinner? The gays are that different than the lesbians, probably. I'm gonna have to ask a lesbian friend.
Usually, I think I usually split. Sometimes if I know someone's not making money,
right?
Or whatever, it's like obviously I'll pay. Or whatever.
I had to pay for everything with my ex-boyfriend.
Really?
Yeah, he had no money. I was
no.
Like, yeah, I know it was hard.
It happens. It happens.
No, it happens, and I'm not someone who like
I don't really care about that.
But
shit.
I really don't either. But I think he did.
Oh, of course, because it's like toxic masculinity.
Toxic masculinity,
yeah.
And then he
felt
right, and then he felt like emasculated, and then he had to probably do other things to make himself feel like he was in control. You know what I mean? It's like a whole which sucks.
Yeah, what
really
an absolute
waste
priz.
of a big
you're like,
dick.
babe, it's like literally not that complicated.
It's
like,
not. Like, I'll take care of you.
Yeah, you're like, I don't. You're like, I'll be Splenda mommy.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
like,
Splenda
just
mommy.
make me happy.
Yeah, of course.
Splenda mommy.
Yeah. Well, there's also just like there's other ways to contribute.
Exactly. Besides financially.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's like not that complicated.
It's really not to me.
I mean, provides in other ways. It's not all monetary.
But I don't think many straight men can do this. You know, I think that it has to be like she's making like less or like as much and not too much more. I've had it with men. I've had it with a lot of men.
They're so fragile.
They're so fragile. Even
like,
if they have family money and they're gonna inherit like 100 million, but they haven't like done as well for themselves with their career, they still have a thing with me. I'm like, bro, I have to actually worry about like my future and how I'm gonna like survive. Like you do not have to. You have no idea what it's like to worry.
Oh my God.
About like taking care of a child and like, you know.
Yeah, of course.
Like, why are you like you're the one with the trust fund?
I feel like people. When I went to school here in New York, and I didn't.
Where'd you go?
I went to the new school. Which was like whatever.
Wait, is that Parsons?
Parsons is fashion.
Parsons is the fashion part.
Writing.
Okay,
I was
got it. Right. Okay.
So I grew up in Ventura. I grew up very kind of like lower middle class. At one point, I literally lived in a walk-in closet. Well, I was in the closet. I was like, this is so on the nose. But then I went to New York and I realized like in Ventura, it's like you're either like the same like lower middle class or you have like a house in the hills and you're rich, you know? Then I went to New York and I was like, oh, there's like 40 different kinds of rich you can be.
Yeah.
There's so many tiers. And I had it blew my fucking mind.
Yeah.
And everyone at Lang was a Trustafarian. So like, and it was so funny because it was like, there was always be like these like straight guys who were like writing short stories about like desert roads and alcoholism. They were like Bukowski pilled. And like, they were like, I'm working as a dishwasher and d. And then you're like, they're like, want to come over? And I'm like, sure. And then I like would go to their house and they live in a doorman building.
I literally think I know who you're talking about. Like I went on a date with a guy. Oh my God.
Honestly, I think it's different. There's probably 80 million.
I know because I know one of them and he's so rich. And he was like, it's so nice that I really think it's noble you're sending your daughter to public school. I'm like, I can't afford private school. It's not noble, honey.
Yeah,
she's going there because I can't afford $60,000 a year.
Yeah, which is like
noble. Like, who do you think I am?
Yeah, you're like so #brave.
Like, yeah, I know. I'm so look at me sending my daughter to public school. Yeah, I'm such a good person.
Yeah, people. I'm just like
I'm trying to get her in the I'm trying to get her on the PJs with the kids.
Like, honey, are you? No, you can't do that.
No, I know. I actually really don't want her.
Because she will be mentally.
She will be doing blow and like having anal like this year.
Yeah, no, you can't do that. And also, it's so weird with wealth because wealth to me should be used to expand your world, but a lot of people use it to insulate themselves and to make their world smaller, which is just like the weirdest thing.
Even though I feel like I might do that. I mean, I feel like I really like my goal for like if like for wealth is to isolate properly. I know. I'm sorry. I want to isolate. But I've been exposed.
Yeah. You're like, I'm done.
I grew up here. I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to ride the train anymore.
Yeah, totally. Like you're like,
I want to be in a bubble, but not even like with rich people. I want to be alone with like a few friends.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
No,
like,
I understand. I just feel like I get so much of my inspiration from being in the world properly that like I can't imagine like what I would be writing about. Like, okay, take like Sex and the City. Sex and the City was incredible, right? The original. And just like that is literally mental illness.
I know, but I still watch it and like it.
Oh,
I can't help it.
You lost me on the like.
Okay, because I'm gonna tell you, I think it's just entertainment. Like I'm not like it's not what Sex in the City was. Of course,
absolutely not.
It's nothing close.
It's a Frankenstein, weird, warmed up leftover pile of shit.
It's nothing even close to it. Okay, and I know some people feel very strongly, but I know I understand it. I loved Sex in the City so much. I know every single episode. Yeah. Like I hate Carrie. Like.
No, but Carrie's great because she's
no, we're not agreeing here.
No, Carrie. Carrie
she's been problematic since she is such a slut shamer. She is so judgmental.
I know, but here's the thing. We watch Tony Soprano chop men up, and we're like, "Slay, daddy, rail me. We love you. You have a heart of gold. You go to therapy." Like literally, Walter White is like cooking up meth, and we're like, "Honestly, do what you got to do, man. We love you." Literally, Carrie Bradshaw like says a rude thing, and we're like, "Burn her at the stake."
But there's 4 other like women who are also like I feel like it's an ensemble cast, and like the other shows, it's like it's about fucking Tony. And we let men get away with a lot. We let them get away with a lot more.
You know that Kim Cattrall played my mom on Queer as Folk. My mom.
Okay, so now that you're reminding me of that, I knew that, and I was like,
it was powerful.
Holy fucking.
It was powerful.
shit.
It was crazy. It was crazy. She's so amazing.
Oh my
like she's
God.
very legendary. Like her vibe is legendary.
Yes.
Like you can just feel like there's presence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like really lovely. Like we got along very, very well. Like truly. And by the way,
Were you nervous to work with her?
I
or not?
was a little bit, but I just realized that she probably was so used to people being nervous around her, and I bet that doesn't feel good.
Yeah,
so I
probably
was like,
not.
I'm actually very good at like keeping things chill and light and lol. And I think that's probably like all anyone
You
wants
are.
to be
You're so good
treated.
at. You are so good at that.
Yeah, I'm like, honey, like I know what I'm doing.
Have you ever had depression?
Huh?
Have you ever had depression?
No, I've had anxiety, but I have productive anxiety. So I'm like a type A Virgo. So like I'm a very anxious person. My brain goes
same.
80 million miles per hour, which is why I dabbled in like substance abuse. You know, like that's why I was on Percocet the entire time I lived in New York in my 20s. Like I was so tired of like feeling everything intensely and going like a million miles per hour that I needed to like tranquilize or dart myself.
Yes, I've been there. I mean,
Yeah,
I know.
you know, it's just a very intense. I mean, I have gone through like blue periods and felt a heaviness that is very different from anxiety, but it's never. I've been very lucky to not have it stick to me, but the anxiety can get pretty.
It gets pretty.
intense.
Oh, it gets. Yeah, you could feel like you're losing your fucking mind.
And I have.
Yeah.
The first time I've had 2 really bad anxiety episodes, is what I would call them. The first one was when I was moving from New York to Los Angeles. I'll never forget.
Moves will do it.
Yeah, that's really what it was. I was 26. I remember I was on Oxy at this cafe writing on Elizabeth Street that's no longer there.
Horny.
And all of a sudden, by the way, this is just me. Like I would take Oxy every day and like do my job.
Wait, what year was this?
2013.
Okay.
So then all of a sudden I felt really panicked, and I never felt that way. And now I can understand that was an anxiety attack.
Like a panic attack.
Yes.
Yeah.
But what spawned that was I was so destabilized from the experience that I was so afraid of being anxious that I basically went into an anxiety loop for, I'm not kidding you, 3 months, where I felt insane. And I was obsessively checking in on how I was feeling. How am I doing? How am I doing? Da-da-da. And it was truly unlike anything I've ever experienced. And then it happened one more time when I was writing for the Will and Grace reboot. And that was the worst. That lasted for about 4 or 5 months. I'm talking like no sleep, no appetite. I mean, it was like insane.
No, I know. I mean, this is me most of the time, and
Really?
I'm trying to figure out, like, I'm working on it,
Yeah.
like how to figure out, like, but most of the time I'm like I have moments, I'll have like a week or two
Yeah.
where like I'm okay, or like,
Yep.
you know, sometimes if it's good, like a month-long stretch,
Yep.
but then mostly my baseline is that. And no, it's okay because
Yeah.
I need to figure it out, and
No,
I'm
of course, and
figuring
you
it
will.
out, and
You will.
I am because anxiety is also your body giving you a message,
Yes.
and like there's things I need to like work through and face that I haven't, and like that's what's happening also.
I think like my struggle came from wanting to fight it and treating it like a boogeyman, and like I think that's what gave it the power and what's let it stay in my brain for so long. Was
Something's
like,
wrong with me.
yeah,
I'm
and
gonna,
it was an adversary. It was like something to defeat. And I think with anxiety, that is like the kind of the go-to move, but it really sells yourself short and it keeps it there longer. You have to just accept it.
Love this.
And just sort of like know that it's a part of you, and it's not
Ride the
anything
wave.
to be afraid of necessarily, because it really is all in your mind, which is
Like you're
also-
safe.
Yeah.
Like it's like
Yeah, you're
my body
fine.
sometimes doesn't know it's safe.
Right,
It's fucked up
exactly.
because it turns into like a physiological,
flight.
right? Yeah, fight or flight.
Yeah, totally. And so like, you know, the one great thing about obviously just time is like you go through these periods and you know that nothing is permanent, which is a blessing and a curse, because obviously when things are good, you're like,
I
this is
know.
not going to last,
No.
obviously.
Mm.
But there is real peace in knowing how temporary everything is, in my opinion. Like when it's really bad, you just know that you're absolutely going to get out because you have before and you will.
Right.
So like, you know, but that's kind of the rare instances where I've had these 2 periods that have been very, very intense, and I did feel destabilized, and I couldn't really like be productive and like work my way out of it. Like I remember like on Will and Grace, I was like a zombie, like Walking Dead. Like, and that was a weird show to be a Walking Dead on, because you're like going to multicam tapings and you're like seeing Deborah
So
Messing
much
and Eric McCormick
energy
like, blah, blah, blah.
and-
Yeah,
right,
no,
I mean-
totally. Like I literally would go to tape nights, and like literally there'd be like a bunch of like Midwestern tourists like blasting like Journey, Don't Stop Believing, as like they're getting them hyped up, and I would like literally be like disassociating like
Right.
0 hours of sleep.
Oh, I do
being, like,
that too.
yeah, and be like, "Would you have a joke for Jack?" And I was like, "I don't know." I need help.
And so how did you get out of these episodes?
It is so crazy. And it's actually very frustrating because it's like the first time I don't remember. It was a gradual sort of just like I woke up one day and realized, oh, I'm not obsessively checking in with myself. Okay. The second one, and this sounds insane given how dark it was. I got sick when I got a cold, which is like, whatever, who cares, right? I couldn't go to work for 3 days. I was just down for the count. I did not have the mental energy to be thinking about my anxiety. I did not, like, I literally, like, I was
Colds
exhausted.
give me such bad anxiety.
Really?
Yes.
I was just like, my body needed to recover. So like, I needed to like put myself down, and having that 3-day break or however long it was that I was sick, it like freed my brain from the loop that it was on. What it feels like, it's on this like loop that it can't get out of. It's literally just like, and I'm like, bitch, can you take a different route? Like what is going on? You're hitting a wall over and over again.
Right.
And I think getting sick with something as silly as a cold allowed my brain to focus its energy on something else.
So
and then I felt free. I know, but it's like so stupid. I know it feels insane when I'm talking about it.
But it also makes sense. You needed to like just shut down for a few days, and like the cold helped do that.
Yeah. And then I think also like I got sober 3 years ago, and I think that really obviously helped because, you know, I think
how sober? Like sober? Like
yeah, I mean, like I'll occasionally like take a Xanax to sleep. Like I didn't do the program.
Yeah.
So I read this book called This Naked Mind, and I realized my brain was wearing a lot of layers. And
okay, I think I need to read that.
You should. It's really interesting. Well, because I didn't do the program. Here's the deal.
I don't agree with everything in the program. I also like I also will take like Xanax like on a plane if I have to, like when I went to Thailand, you know?
Yeah, of course.
And like I'm still sober, and I'm not like, it's not like I'm taking it to get high. And like some people in the program like have like this crazy like, they maybe think that if they took one, they would like then start taking it every day. And it's like, well, I'm not going to do that. And I didn't do that, you know?
The conversations around drinking and also subsequently recovery are extremely binary.
Yeah.
And there's sort of this feeling of like a one size fits all approach. And there really isn't. And I, when I lived in New York and I was addicted to Percocet, I would go to NA, I'd go to AA, and I would be like, this isn't really resonating for me. And then I was like, well, maybe that's because you're not ready to get sober, you're in denial, I was like, no, I'm like fully, like I have a pill problem, like I need help, And then same thing with drinking, where I was like, AA just didn't work for me, and I felt a lot of shame and a lot of guilt, and really honestly powerless, because I was like, how am I ever going to get sober then if I'm not going to do the program?
Right.
And when I read this book, This Naked Mind, what it really does is it kind of deconstructs alcohol in general, and it really breaks down the toxic hold it has on our society. Like when you were on Thailand girls trip, we DM'd about this a little bit, where like you were like, I don't drink, and the girls were like, oh, we're gonna make a drink, and I was like, you guys are unfucking well. Imagine if you would come here and been like, oh, I had a Vicodin problem myself. They're like, let's give her Vicodin. Like literally, like,
honestly, it was pretty hard to recover from that for the rest of the trip. I did not feel okay.
But it's the only substance that we as a culture judge someone from abstaining, because we're all so alcohol pilled as a culture, and the strength of alcohol on our society depends on a larger cultural buy-in. And so everyone needs to be drinking the Kool-Aid that is spiked with alcohol.
Right.
And alcohol is literally a poison. It's ethanol. And the way that we talk about cigarettes and how we know cigarettes are really bad for your health, alcohol is
no different. I love a Marb Light.
But you also know it's bad for you, and like
horrible.
It's okay, but it's okay. Like whatever. Like you know what? There was all those articles about like 1 glass of wine a day is good for you, and now there's all these new ones being like, actually, even a little bit of alcohol is harmful, and everyone's like, what? And
I know.
I'm like, it's poison, baby. What are you talking about?
I know.
You're literally poisoning yourself. Look, I was that girl that literally read this book being like, oh, it's poison? Like, random. Like, I didn't know that. And anyway, just seeing it, how it breaks down, it actually felt very empowering, because I was like, oh, no wonder it's so hard for me to stop drinking, because like I am conditioned with an inch of my life that drinking is necessary for X, Y, and Z. And then also when I read this book, I was like, beginning to realize, like watching shows, like the glamorization of drinking, like Christina Applegate in Dead to Me, drinking a bottle of wine at 11 a.m. with Linda Cardellini. Everyone's like, hee 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 ha ha. They're stressed. I'm like, that's insane.
I know.
Or like watching a reality show where it's like the glamorous shots of the cocktails being poured. It's like we glamorize this substance.
But then you're not seeing like you're not seeing the dark, women throwing up behind the scene. They're not showing that on the show.
The only one on Thailand that was like, I don't watch Miami. Was it Marisol? Was that the one?
Yeah.
Where she was like having insane stomach issues.
Right.
And you were the only, everyone's like, that's crazy. Anyways, and meanwhile, she's like, I'm going to drink another cocktail and make it better. And you were the only one that was like, maybe you should stop having 9 a.m. vodka orange juice.
Yeah, it would definitely
I don't know if that's,
stomach.
Yeah, like maybe that's the reason, why your stomach hurts.
She also texted me before the trip and was like, I really wish you were still drinking.
Which is,
I was like,
but that's sick. I mean,
what's
that's
happening.
I understand.
What is wrong with these people?
I get it because she's obviously something ain't quite right.
Right.
But like that mentality is actually very pervasive. And by the way, I would feel that way when I was drinking. Like when I would go to dinner with someone and they'd be like, oh, it's LA. So they'd be like, oh, I'm gonna cleanse or like whatever. I would be like betrayed. I literally would be like, what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd be like, well, I'm still drinking. You know what I mean?
When I was drinking too, I was like, you don't drink? That's fucking weird.
Yeah, exactly.
And also don't be judging me because I'm going to drink a lot.
Yeah, and it's fine. Whatever. It's so much of and it's so much of the way that we talk about it. And she talked about it in Thailand. I feel bad. I don't know this person, but she was just like, well, but I'm like a fun drunk. Like it's fun for me. Like, so I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yeah.
It's like that, like we tell ourselves stories in order to drink. Like literally like this is crazy. And again, it's so normalized to such a scary degree. I mean, I'm kind of like an anti-alcohol evangelist, but
do you know that they made my name the drinking? You know, on Watch What Happens Live, they have the drinking game.
Oh,
there's
a
word. They made it my name.
What? You're like, okay,
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it's weird.
I'm like,
read
the room.
Yeah, but it's just like
read the fucking room.
It's just like now having the experience, I'm like, I looked at how you were treated for your sobriety in that space, and I was like, oh, everyone else is like sick. Like it's not. It's
of course.
You know what I mean? It's like
absolutely.
It's like
they were trying to make me feel like I was like the crazy one.
It's like now I'm like, oh, these people are so worshiping at the altar of booze, which again we've been indoctrinated with forever.
Completely.
So I understand it, but like it is creepy, and the fact that like people don't talk about it, people don't really like, because also we're taught not to question it.
Yeah,
we're just like, this is how it is.
Yeah,
and you're not supposed to like peek under the curtain, whatever, because it also makes a lot of money. And we live under capitalism. So
completely. They don't want us healthy here.
Yeah. Well, especially on a reality show where I'm sure you're like encouraged to drink.
Of course. I certainly wasn't encouraged to be sober.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
Wait, I want to switch gears because I was reading something. I think it was an interview or maybe something you wrote, but you were talking about like when you watch Tiny Furniture and you like talked about Lena Dunham.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about Lena Dunham?
I'm obsessed.
Okay. So I went and saw Tiny Furniture, whatever, in the theater when it came out at Angelica or wherever it was.
I went to IFC.
Okay. And I was like, I'm fucking obsessed with this. I can't believe that like an 18-year-old or however old she was like wrote this, and like it was filmed in her house, like with her sister. I'm like, oh, this is a New York girl. This is like so cool, you know? And I loved Girls, you know?
Girls incredible. And people are beginning to realize
it's coming
that
back. Great. My daughter's watching Girls.
Oh,
I love
really?
it. Yes.
What is she thinking of it? Well, by the way, it's so Obama era. It's beyond. Like, really, like
I know.
Because I'm Lena's exact age. And so.
How old are you?
I'm 36.
Okay.
So, like, basically, like, when Girls came out, that was my life.
Right. I mean, it was your exact, like, generation.
I was living in New York. Like, you know what I mean? Like, also, like, that's all anyone would talk about. And I remember there's an episode in episode 2, season 1, where her gynecologist goes, you couldn't pay me to be 24 again. And I remember being 24 being like, why? It's pretty great. And then meanwhile, now I'm like, oh my God, you couldn't pay me to be 24.
I was pregnant.
But Leo, you were? Yeah. Oh my God.
I know. Yeah, it was.
That's wild.
That's when I had
that makes sense. Yeah. That
makes sense.
God.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. It makes sense for me too that I like had a baby at that age too.
Oh my God, that's so crazy.
I know.
You and Jemima Kirk.
Wait, did she have a?
Yeah,
wait,
Jemima had like.
Oh yeah.
Well, Jemima was like famously this like wild child who I think like.
Wait, in the show or in real life?
In real life.
Oh, okay. And she plays herself.
Show. Yeah, totally. But it's like she had her first child, I think, at like 24. Why do I know these things? Anyway, whatever. I don't know Jemima. But yeah, wait. So what were you saying?
No, I was gonna say like. There was so much, like, she was so villainized.
Oh, it's beyond.
That it's crazy.
It's beyond.
Like, she was just, like, a punching bag for so many people. And, like, people, like, dragged her for, like, the dumbest shit and, like, made fucking mountains out of molehills with her. And now I feel like, again, like it's coming back. Like, the pendulum's, like, swinging back maybe towards a little in the middle where it's like, wait, like, this girl is, like, so talented. Like, we have, like,
beyond
fucking,
talented.
beyond talented.
She was 24
And it's not because she's like grew up with money. Like it's not because of her like privilege or what everyone thinks. She is actually really fucking talented. You know how many privileged kids there are in New York City who don't do shit with their lives? Like she is a fucking talent. She has real talent.
Here's the deal. Money got her to where she needed to go faster because I got settlement money from having CP at birth because obviously the doctor didn't do a bang up job. So I got money. And so I
wanted to talk to you about that too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. I mean, so I went from, living in a walk-in closet to like living at One Astor Place in New York, going to, fucking
chic.
I know. It was chic. Like a cute studio moment, like kind of decaying. It's actually
Were you going to Indochine or like what were you doing?
Indochine. I fucking love Indochine.
Yeah, it's right
Indochine still slaps. It's still open, right?
It
feels so like 80s and cokey there. I love.
So good.
Yeah, it's very good.
We should go there.
Oh yeah, totally. I would love. Oh my god, Indochine's such like a throwback. I love it. So I realized firsthand. I was like, oh, like our system is absolutely rigged because like someone from Ventura who literally LOL lives in a walk-in closet is not meant to be going to like a liberal arts college with like some guy who's a dishwasher who like randomly lives in a doorman building. So like, I literally was like, I was like put my thinking cap on, like you know what I mean. So like here's the thing with like Lena. It's like obviously she was born. She had these resources and she used them, but also it was like this funny thing. The conversations around it were so first draft because it was like they were like she got to where she was because of her parents. I'm like, her parents are artists.
Yeah,
like her dad makes sculptures of dicks. Like he's not like having
he's not in Hollywood.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
like what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
And here's the thing, she was so good. The way that we were allowed to talk about her was ghastly.
It was
like, remember the Patrick Wilson episode where literally think pieces were written about that episode must have been a dream because he would never fuck her. Remember when they would say that? Like,
oh my God.
No,
I didn't even know that.
Like,
that's horrible.
People would talk about her body
all the time.
It was
all the time.
It was interesting because like my girlfriends,
even Camille Paglia, who I love.
Oh,
but now
Camille, I mean, honey, she's got some scalding hot takes.
She has some really crazy hot takes.
I know. Baby burn with her. Burn, baby,
but you
burn.
Know what? But I also like even if people's hot takes are offensive, I still want to hear them.
Yeah, no, I mean, look,
sometimes she's onto something. Sometimes, like it's.
I feel like in this current cultural moment, I feel very much in the middle because I don't relate to social justice warrior virtue signaling.
Right,
I find that whole experience to be beyond cringe and embarrassing.
It
truly
is so
everyone involved. It's like truly LOL. But I feel like the pendulum swings to being a red scare girly.
Oh, and I love them.
But like being like nihilistic, being like nothing matters, being like provocative for the sake of provocation.
I feel okay. So Anna, because I'm like an Anna. Okay, I love. Some people are like Dasha girly. Some people are Anna girly. Some people aren't any of them girlies. But I love Anna. And like, of course, sometimes I actually don't even listen to the podcast as much as I used to.
Right.
But it's refreshing to have. And the other side of things, people saying things that they're not afraid to say, but now I do feel like sometimes, of course, now they know what their listeners want to hear, of course, right?
That's what I mean.
They're going to say it,
The thing is like, it just, to me, with a lot of these people that are performing this nihilism, it feels like...
Do you think they're nihilistic, though? I mean, Anna has a child and Dasha has her career, and I feel like if you're nihilist, you're like fucking
That's true. That's true.
What I mean?
But I don't know if I necessarily... believe in what they're saying. I think that sometimes they are saying things to say them, to be provocative.
Right.
And that I can't really abide by. Whereas like your girly Camila Paglia, like I feel like she like truly believes it.
Oh, she does.
Which I respect. I'm like, if you believe it, like that's great. I think that sometimes people are just saying things to be contrarian and to be kind of that to me feels like empty provocation, and I don't like that.
I understand that. Yeah.
But basically, but no, Lena, I fucking stand. I'm actually working with her on a project right now, and it's so like pinch me vibes because I'm just such a huge fan of hers.
It's
really cool.
Yes.
I know. She's really good. It's like working with her. You just get it. She's so smart. And you understand this is she was 23 when she made this movie. You're like, how did this come out of her brain? It's so fully formed and it's so brilliant. And then like working with her, you're just like, oh, like she's just a genius. Like she really is a genius. Yeah. And I feel
she's gone through I wonder like
honey, she's gone through
I'm like wondering like, she hasn't like been in the press lot or like talked about like what that was like. But I'm really curious to know how she coped with that and what she went through, because it must have been so fucking hard.
And so you have to understand too, it's like she was so young.
So young. I can't even imagine.
She became a punching bag, and she became, and honestly, like I'm never one to use this as an excuse, but like people were jealous of her in a very real way.
She had her own show on HBO
at 23 or 24.
Right, like,
but here's the thing: the work is good. The work was good.
Fucking
and
great.
What's crazy is that like people couldn't acknowledge it. And also what really bothered me was that people, when you are saying something in a TV show, it is not an endorsement. It's a critique.
Of course. So and it's entertainment, it's TV. Though. Right. They thought that
that was just like what she, I'm like, first of all, if that's what she really thought, she wouldn't be able to write it. Like, it's like she's writing it from like this perspective of criticizing this kind of person.
Yes.
Like, what do you not understand? It's like people were so, I think, clouded by jealousy.
What about The Idol? What do you think about The Idol?
Oh my God, LOL. Did you watch?
I liked it.
Okay. That's another hot take.
Okay.
Here's the deal. I'm going to go with you to a point.
Okay.
So
come with me to a point.
The first episode, the first half, I was like, honestly, this is good. Like literally like having, I mean, Jane Addams is iconic, like beyond, I mean, Todd Stallon's like, yeah, incredible. I mean, my girly, like love. And I was like, and seeing them all, like the first half hour of the pilot is truly incredible. Rachel Sennett is incredible. Lily Rose Depp is incredible.
Yep.
Working with nothing. Then The Weeknd enters the chat.
Yes.
And a cold gust of wind comes in. And you're like, uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Like literally like something ain't right. Because it's like, it is truly like, he has the charisma of cardboard, very similar to Harry Styles when he acts. It's really interesting when these like rock stars can't translate to screen. It's fascinating. It's an interesting failure. I don't quite understand it. Like watching Harry Styles and Don't Worry Darling, I'm like,
oh, I've never seen
they're like, he's just, there's nothing there. It's like really blank. And so seeing The Weeknd try to act and try to be this person.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, and I also got the sense that it was like Sam and him jerking off on a keyboard, being like, "We're so fucking smart." Because it's crazy. Because like you're gonna think he's the villain, but it's actually gonna be her. Okay. And they're like, oh, like literally, like that's when they came all over Final Draft, and they're like, "They're fucking geniuses. You're never gonna see it." By the way, that hairbrush reveal, I'm cringing. As a television writer on a craft,
I didn't like the ending.
Well, but by the way, first of all, let's just fact check this.
It happened too quickly. He fell from his power position too quickly. It wouldn't have happened so quick. So do you think that they did it at the end? They were like,
Leah, the last 3 episodes are given rewriting on set.
Right.
It's giving Sam Levinson stepping in. It's
that's
crazy.
why I'm like, there shouldn't have been rewriting. Like this is the thing. It's like, okay, The Weeknd, was he the best actor? No. He makes amazing music though, right? He makes amazing music, and he was able to do, and I know that there was another director, a female director, and like then it was scrapped and whatever. And look,
I heard that her version wasn't good. Like
okay. I'm glad you're saying that. So it's not like just like, I'm sure. Yeah. I mean, to scrap something completely, it has to be pretty fucking bad, right?
Well,
like, no,
Sam, it's all about power. So Sam has a lot of power because of Euphoria. So I think he was holding...
Euphoria is... Yeah, I'm a Sam Levinson fan. I am.
It's, I think he was holding season 3 hostage, and I think
he's like, let me do what I want with this, right?
Yeah. Okay, so he was able to get away with it. Like that's all it is.
But I'm also like, this is the thing. I love critiquing art and all of that, but I'm also like, this is entertaining.
Oh,
it was entertaining
up until the last 2 episodes. I was like, this is Hot Mess Express. There were like wild turns. Like when Troye Sivan's like getting beaten up, I was like, honey, we've lost the plot. Like literally out of nowhere.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
Like when he's like getting like electrocuted or something.
Wait, did he get raped too maybe?
Kind of.
Like,
yeah. It was giving like a wild like inferred rape moment.
Right. Totally.
Like it was kind of like, to me, it became like LMAO camp vibes, but like unintentional. Obviously that's how camp exists.
Yeah.
And I was like, and it was just like, I mean, but here's the thing. It was interesting to watch, but I will say
the amount of
hatred
and attention it got made no sense to me. I'm like, people are now obsessed with hating it, that it's become like trendy to hate it. And I think also I think people were like also just offended at how hot Lily Rose is, or Lily Rose.
She was incredible in the show.
She was incredible. Also.
She was looking at those script pages and she goes, okay, I'm doing some heavy lifting today.
Yeah, right.
She's like, okay, my character's not doing anything. Let's try to infuse her with a person, some personhood. Right. And Sam's like, yeah, do whatever you want. Just make sure your tits are out. But like Lily went to work. Lily went to work. Also, she worked next to Weekend at Bernie's, like literally the weekend. Like literally, like she literally was like, his body was exhumed from Hidden Hills. It was plopped on set, and she was like, okay.
Why did he need a rat tail?
Every choice regarding that character in The Weekend.
But do you think that we were supposed to be repulsed by him? And we are. Like, that's my thing. We are repulsed. Did it work? Maybe it worked. No?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It was also just like, it was giving like male genius vibes. Like where it's like, where like, again, they're not as smart as they think they are.
Of course not.
Which is just like so cringe. Yeah. It's like, actually in the sex scenes, I was like, have you ever made a girl come? Like literally gun to your head, have you made a girl come? And I don't think they have.
The first 2 episodes, I would like afterwards, I'd be like, I'm not watching this. This is exploitative and I can't deal with this. And it's just too triggering for me.
I mean, it kind of was.
But then I was like, okay, let me watch it again. Because, when he is like, he's like, stretch that pussy for me. It's like, it is very exploitative. Like he's telling her what to do. She's on the bed naked. She's also very prepubescent.
But it's empowering for her, this is the deranged thing.
Well, you don't know that until later.
But it's not though. That's the twist it didn't land.
It didn't seem empowering watching it. It seemed like she was like being like taken a
also that random girl framing that guy for rape. I was like, cool, we have like basically 2 women lying about abuse, addicted.
Right.
like wow. So like okay.
But the amount of hate that it got was
no,
weird,
it was, but
right?
like, yeah,
but
it's giving it's giving we're bored. It's giving we're bored.
The punishment didn't fit the crime.
Totally. But it's giving like the world is melting down. I was like literally like we feel so powerless. Like the world is literally going to hell. And so like, let's talk about The Idol.
Right. Oh, that's true too.
You know what I mean?
I'm working on a scripted
oh, fun.
Yeah. Which I'll talk to you at another time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
I mean, obviously everything is, shut right now. But it's a good time to kind of like
Oh, look, I have, in a weird way, been the most creative since the strike ended because I hate our business so deeply. I truly hate it. And I feel like a weird, like, gather around the campfire. I'm going to tell you some stories, children. But I hate the minutia. I hate the constant phone calls, closing a loop. Has the deal closed? Has this?
Oh my God.
And having that, and like, what should I be doing? And what do you want me to be doing? Pitching this idea. I don't think that will sell. Or, that place just went folded. Or, like Roomba's starting into like a network. Like, let's talk to Roomba Network. It's like, literally, I'm like, truly, like, you're all on, like, but Bob's Big Boy. That's so the IP there. What, anything there you're sparking to with Bob's Big Boy? And you're like, literally, I want to jump off a cliff. And I think that like having the business shut down, I feel like my brain can really just go back to like, oh, this is what I want to do.
Right. Not like instead of being like,
well, this is what I should be doing.
Right. In a rat
totally.
race.
And I truly feel, and I was not creative for like 9 months. I felt totally stuck. I felt also burnt out. And again, like I'm a productive type A Virgo. So like I don't relate to that.
Yeah,
I don't relate to being frozen.
Same.
And I felt spit out of like a machine, and I felt like I had to put my brain back together. And like the strike is horrible, and may these billionaires rot in hell. But I feel, but it's weird.
I mean, hopefully it works though, right?
It will. It will. But how much pain they'll inflict
on the people
TBD.
Who are
like, because I think they're even angrier now because I think they know that they're backed into a corner.
Billionaires are angrier. Yeah. Oh hell yeah, they're figuring out how everyone.
And they're like, you know what? We're gonna eventually have to sub for these people, but we're gonna dom them for as long as pos. Do you know what I mean? And I think they're sick. Like they're truly sick. And it's like the amount of disdain they have for people that make their money, that buy their yachts, is truly deranged.
It's so deranged.
Because what it is, it's all about control. It's all about power. And they know that we have the power. I don't think they were expecting the actors to strike. Honey, when our fate rests on a bunch of actors, God help us all. Yeah. So even I was like, SAG? I was like, I don't think, like Fran Drescher? Our fate depends on Fran Drescher? She's like literally taking selfies with Kim K. By the way, I'm obsessed. Whatever that plane ride from Italy to LA was where she became insanely radicalized on the labor rights movement and she literally landed as Norma Ray. Like literally I was like, what happened? Like what gay
is
had
that
to, like,
what happened? She went she was like on vacation in Italy and then came back.
She was literally like during negotiations, she was literally photographed with Kim Kardashian, noted scab for American Horror Story Slay. And she literally like so everyone was like, Fran, you're supposed to be like negotiating. Like, why are you with Kim K? At, like what I think she was at like Dolce & Gabbana. Like tragic.
Yeah, that
and
kind of
then
sense.
She landed and she gave this like empowered speech about the labor movement. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, truly, like, I mean, I'm here for it, but I feel like there was like 80 turns that we did not see.
Wow.
I mean,
it happened in the private. It
happened
in the PJ.
Yeah. So again, some gay in a headset literally came and explained like labor to her and literally was like, okay. She was like, I think I get it.
Oh my God. I didn't know she was the head of SAG.
She's the head of SAG. Before it was Andrea Zuckerman from Beverly Hills 90210. Gabrielle Katera.
What? With the girl with the curly hair?
Yeah, the one that was like never been kissed, Josie Rose.
Oh
like,
my God, I didn't know that. How do you become the head of SAG?
Free time.
That makes sense.
It's giving like my career is probably not where it should be,
so
and I want to feel like I have some kind of modicum of power in this industry that's probably abused me, and yeah, probably. I mean, I'm just.
When do you think the strike is gonna end?
No one knows. I mean, I think when SAG struck, I was like, okay, this can't go on any longer because the business is shut down. Although I've seen, the SAG-AFTRA is like letting these productions shoot, which is kind of random. Did you see that Viola Davis like bravely was like, I'm not going to shoot this movie even though I can? Did you read about this? No,
I didn't see that.
So basically, SAG is allowing certain things to film that are not with like the studios, with indies.
Right.
But the thing about our business now, which is so fucked up, is that like you can be an indie film starring like Anne Hathaway
and then
for like 40 million.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So and then can it also like get bought by like a giant studio?
Exactly. So basically like Anne Hathaway's like filming her movie. And so like all these like
that's
loopholes.
Bullshit.
I know.
No.
I know.
That shit.
I know. So
Anne Hathaway, you better stop working right now.
I know.
Because how much is she getting paid to do that shit?
Well, here's what I'll say. Like, I don't begrudge anyone that like it needs money or whatever.
She doesn't need it.
She doesn't need it. And so Viola Davis was the first one to be like, okay, yes, my movie's allowed to film, but I'm not going to in solidarity.
But the people that are working on the movie probably need it though.
I know. Look, here's the deal. Strikes are famously very hard. But like also complicated. But also like just pay for them. Like The Rock just gave like I think like $1 million or something to the SAG-AFTRA fund.
What a sweetheart.
I know. He's kind of slay.
Yeah.
I know, like random.
Hot.
I know. I think I've definitely had sex with people like him. I'm going through my Rolodex.
Who are you gonna get railed by this week before your boyfriend gets here?
Time is coming down. I've already.
Are you on Grindr?
Yeah, but I don't.
That's not how you're. Are you?
That's not usually how I like
sliding
to do.
into the DMs. How do you do it?
It's definitely DMs.
Instagram.
Look, if you curate your life correctly, Leah, you will always have 8 gay men in your DMs.
I do, but they don't want to fuck me. I always have 8 gay guys in my DMs.
Totally.
It's not helping me. I bet.
Totally. So like you got to water the plants. You got to water the hoe plants. Like literally like tend to them. Be like, what's this one doing? What's this one doing? Water, see if it grows and
Do so with these guys though, are you going to have a kiki with them? Like,
I'm kind of
you're not just like come over and
I don't like that. Here's the deal.
Okay.
My boyfriend is the king of going to this place, Century Day Night Spa, which is like a famous cruising spa in Koreatown in LA. And he loves to get like railed in the clay room. And I'm like, that's not my journey.
Right.
Like, I love that for you.
Yeah.
Truly love that for you. And I've been to Century Day Night Spa, which I think is
Wait, is he a bottom also?
He is verse.
Oh, cool.
I mean,
Are you
a
verse?
bottom.
No, you're a bottom. I know.
I'm a bottom.
Well, I mean, I know. When after reading.
Yeah.
What is it called again? I'm sorry.
Just by looking at him.
Looking at him. I'm so sorry that I forget. Because, I fucking love that fucking book.
I know.
Everybody go read just by looking at him.
So
I don't care if you're fucking straight. You're going to get so turned on. You're going to get more turned. All the straight cis men go read that book.
They need to.
And be gay because you actually are probably.
Yes, they probably are.
Yes, because they have prostate.
They do. They just need to have it be engaged with and like not be such a freak about it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like not that calm.
I need to start pegging.
I think you should. I think you're about to enter your pegging.
I mean,
well, you might.
I know. Well, I'm going to be maybe doing the strap on with the girl.
Do the strap on.
With
Yeah, which could be fun.
Totally.
I think it's going to be fun.
I wish I had a penis I could have sex with her with.
Yeah, but I think the strap-on will do probably more than you'd think.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Because then I
don't know.
Whatever size
obviously.
she wants, whatever.
Sure.
Yeah, you get to pick the size.
Yeah, it's like Build-A-Bear. Like,
right.
you can do whatever you want with it.
Maybe one that moves like this. I mean, who knows?
I don't know what they're doing in that space, but I bet it's incredible. I don't know what they're doing in the strap-on space, but I think I'm guessing technology has gotten so good.
I think so. It must have.
Yeah. Have you ever pegged a girl?
I haven't. No, I've used like well, I mean, not with a strap on. I've used like, toys like on a woman before. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah, no, I've gotten squirted on.
Oh.
I'm basically queer. No. So this young lesbian, Olivia, love you, Olivia. She's Olivia. Yeah, Olivia Wilde. She was like, Leah, you're queer. I'm like, no, I'm not, girl. Like, I'm not. And she's like, no, you are. You like literally had sex with women. I'm like, I'm bi. Like, and she's like, no, that's queer. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
Like, what's the diff? This is when I become like old man Marley and I'm like 90 years old. I'm like, it's been 84 years. I'm like,
I just like the term bisexual better because I grew up with that.
Fun.
Like, it's fun. Like,
bi is like fun and flirty.
Yeah, exactly.
Queer's fine.
Queer's fine for whoever. Yeah. To me, it just sounds a little too complicated for me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. Bi is like a throwback.
I just wouldn't describe myself or identify as queer. I like bisexual.
Totally. I mean, maybe when you're like sucking dick, you're bi, and when you're pecking a girl, you're queer.
So yeah, exactly.
I think it depends on the day.
Yeah.
I'm just full-throated gay. That's all I am.
So boring.
And that's all I know. But thank God I'm disabled. Keep things
Thank God you have that.
Thank God I'm disabled, so I'm not like just another horrible white gay.
Well, I read that you said it was harder to come out of the closet as disabled because you would lie and tell people you were hit by a car.
Which I was.
You were, so it's not a lie.
It wasn't a lie. I went to new school. You
got hit by a car in the city?
No, before I got hit by a car in San Francisco. I was going to school.
Oh, and that's how you won the money to. Right.
No.
Sorry, I'm all confused.
No.
I thought I knew you.
There's so many disabilities. There's so many lawsuits. No, my malpractice lawsuit was from being born. So I had my money already.
Oh, got it.
And got hit by a car when I was 20, and then I transferred to New York and. No one knew me in New York. I didn't know anyone. And so when people saw my limp and they saw my arm and blah, blah, they just assumed it was all from my accident. And I was like, oh my God, amazing. I'm an accident victim. But, because like to me, that was like so relatable. Like anyone could get hit by a car. Like my whole thing was like, I was disabled, but like I wasn't disabled enough or whatever. So I felt like I always existed in limbo. And I also had a huge amount of internalized ableism. So I didn't want to identify as CP. So any opportunity to like throw CP into the garbage can, I was like, let's fucking go. But obviously when you lie about who you are, ... bad things happen.
Right.
So, so then I came out through my book and stuff like that. But yeah, it was hard.
Yeah, you came out, you did a lot of writing about it.
Yeah, I came out about having, because I sold a book to Simon & Schuster when I was like 25. Some like stupid.
Slay. I'm turning into you. Slay.
Slay. And they wanted me to write this like kind of like horrible, like Urban Outfitters, How to Be a 27 book. And I was like, I just feel like when you're in your 20s, your brain is like a jar of rat poison, but sometimes you have these like moments of clarity that are like, I knew because I was like, obviously like popping Percocet, like there were Haribo gummy bears at that point. And I was like, I wonder if denying this fundamental part of myself is causing problems. And so like, I remember like went to Simon & Schuster to like talk about the kickoff of the book. And something in me was like, you need to write about this. You need to write about your CP because lying about it is really hurting you in insane ways. And like, there's nothing like a book contract to hold you accountable, to be honest.
Right.
So I told Simon & Schuster, I was like, actually, I want to write about having CP. And they're like, oh my God, hot.
So, yeah, they're like, we love.
And they're like, oh my God, we never know. Oh God, great.
Yeah, they were like coming in their pants.
Yeah, they were totally coming in their pants. And, but it was hard because it was just sort of like, there was no point of reference for disability. Conversations around disability had not deepened whatsoever, and they still haven't.
They have not at all. I don't even know what the right.
No one gives a shit.
No, but I also like don't know. Like when you came in earlier, and then I like made you walk around the table. Oh. But then I felt like, oh my God, should I not have done that? Then I said, I'm sorry. Did I make that hard for you? And then I'm like, oh my God, that was probably so dumb. You're probably like, bitch, I'm writing movies, bitch. I'm writing TV shows. I'm in TV shows. I don't need to worry about a little table. Fuck you. Yeah. No. And I'm like, damn, I just like.
No. Look,
I'm just trying to be polite. Of
course. I think that there's just no dialogue around it, so no one knows how to be.
Right.
Disability is really really interesting because it's like there's been so much attention to so many kinds of marginalized identities.
Yes.
And disability affects 1 in 4 people. And also, if you are lucky enough to age, disability will affect you. And I think that
good point.
Part of the problem. I think that we live in a productivity obsessed capitalist society and we really don't like aging and we'll do whatever we can to avoid it. Disability is a function of aging. And so I don't think people like seeing what's coming for them. I think it makes them profoundly uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So I think that's another thing why disability has not entered the zeitgeist the way that other things have, because it's like a threat to the fabric of our society and the value systems that we kind of have. You know what I mean?
Slay. Did I just say it at the wrong time? Whatever.
Yeah, no, that's an anti-slay, but like it's a nay. It's a nay. Nay or slay. Nay. Nay.
Nay.
Nay.
I have to work on my gay slang.
No, honey, you're doing great. Are you kidding me? I threw you into the deep end and you're swimming just fine.
Well, you are just the I mean, like, yeah, I'm amazed by you.
Oh,
I could listen to you talk and like read your words like
thank you.
That's nonstop. This has been like amazing. I'm so glad that you've come on. We've run out of time. I mean, I could keep talking to you for hours. I also have a photo shoot in like 45 minutes.
Glam. Okay, addicted.
I
have to go
casual, whatever.
I have to go talk about Bravo because I'm guest hosting Reality Check. Do you know Reality Check with Amy Phillips? Well, it used to be with Amy Phillips.
Yeah, that sounds
It's
so
on
familiar.
Radio Andy.
Okay.
And they're doing guest hosts now, and they wanted me to come for a week and do it.
Oh my god, fun! What are you gonna? Are you gonna talk about the new Brony? Of course.
Here's the deal: they're like auditioning for like a permanent host. I love talking about Bravo. It takes up 90% of real estate. In my brain.
You're too cool for it.
No, here's what I'll say. It's like I love it, and to make it a job feels not fun for me. Like I want it to be like full pleasure. You know what I mean? And to like kind of try to commodify it.
Yeah.
I mean, that being said, I'm super excited to host this week. I think
it'll
be like lol.
Slay.
You know what I mean? It will be like legit LOL.
It's gonna be a slay.
No, and they asked me, they're like, what do you want your intro and outro music to be? And I was like, I want it to be Decepticon the Tigra, and I want it to be Just Like Honey by Jesus and Mary Chain. And I was like, honey, we're doing things a little differently around here.
Well, for my live show in LA, I walked out to one of the songs from The Idol.
Oh,
and I'm sorry, that's a slay.
Wait, was it World Class Sinner?
Of course.
World Class Sinner is so
it's so good.
I was like, and by the way,
because that's when she's like, she's so like, good. Be my bitch. Sorry, now I can't remember any of the words now, but it's
like literally like, I'm a freak, I'm a bitch, I'm a slut. Like,
right, yeah, exactly.
It's giving I Will Afford's I Want to Be Bad Part 2. You know what I mean?
It's my anthem for the summer.
Yeah, I love it. I listen to it a lot.
Okay.
Mine is Rush, Troye Sivan.
All right, I love you. Where can people find you? Where can people?
You can in New York. You can find me wandering the
You'll
village.
be at the Bowery Hotel.
I'll be at the Bowery Hotel taking nudes as thirst traps for my gentleman callers.
Slide into his DMs.
Yeah, slide in my DMs. I'm only here for a limited time only. But you can follow me on Ryan Ocon on Instagram.
I love that even you're like. It's what? Ryan Ocon.
Oh, Ryan Ocon. There
Leah McSweeney.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I was like, I can't even say the full name. I'm exhausted. I'm fucking exhausted from living in this ableist society. I need a nap. Yeah, basically. That's where you can find me. I'm really bad at Instagram. I probably don't do it right. It's like me yelling at the camera sometimes and then posting news.
You're so good at it. And also subscribe to the Leah McSweeney Show YouTube channel and follow the Instagram channel, the Leah McSweeney Show. Thanks, everybody.
Smooch.